हेलो एवरीवन, गुड इवनिंग। मैं मनीष तिवारी स्वागत करता हूं आपका एक नए लाइव स्ट्रीम वीडियो में। बट बिफोर स्टार्ट दिस वीडियो, जस्ट a quick recap, guys. Not recap. Okay, it's just a small request. Just quickly mention in the chat box like, are you able to hear me properly or not? Okay, क्या आपको मेरी वॉइस क्लियर आ रही है? Okay, just you can say just for convenient. Okay, यदि आपको मेरी आवाज या वीडियो में कोई परेशानी है तो आप अभी मुझे बता सकते हैं, तो मैं इसे जल्दी से इसे फिक्स कर सकता हूँ। ओके, so let's test by myself. Okay, you can say just for convenient. Okay, यदि आपको मेरी आवाज या वीडियो में कोई परेशानी है तो आप okay guys, so yeah, thank you of course and welcome to my stream. Okay. So आज का इस वीडियो में लाइव स्ट्रीम में हम लाइक एक नए टेक्नोलॉजी का यूज करेंगे। लाइक यदि आप मेरे ऑलरेडी सब्सक्राइबर हैं तो आप जानते होंगे कि मैं प्रोजेक्ट्स जो भी क्रिएट करता हूँ वो रिएक्ट के ऊपर क्रिएट करता हूँ, आइदर रिएक्ट और नेक्स्ट.जेएस। पर आज के लाइव स्ट्रीम में मैंने सोचा कि कुछ नया ट्राई करें। सो इंस्टेड ऑफ यूजिंग रिएक्ट और लेट्स से नेक्स्ट.जेएस, आज के इस लाइव स्ट्रीम में हम प्रोजेक्ट क्रिएट करेंगे with the help of remix. Okay, and like जिनको remix के बारे में नहीं पता है उनके लिए मैं एक छोटा सा ओवरव्यू दे देता हूँ। लाइक remix एक सर्वर साइड एप्लीकेशन है जो कि रिएक्ट के ऊपर बना हुआ है, जस्ट लाइक योर नेक्स्ट.जेएस एप्लीकेशन। ओके, एज यू नो नेक्स्ट.जेएस में हम अपना सर्वर साइड लॉजिक और क्लाइंट साइड लॉजिक दोनों कोड हम लिख सकते हैं। सिमिलर वे में रिमिक्स टेक्नोलॉजी में भी हम सर्वर साइड एज वेल एज द क्लाइंट साइड लॉजिक को लिख सकते हैं। ओके, so I will just give you a quick let's say overview of remix, and then we'll come back to our project. Okay, and see कि आज के इस लाइव स्ट्रीम में हम क्या क्रिएट करेंगे। ओके, now as you can see कि मैं remix के ऑफिशियल डॉक्यूमेंटेशन पर हूँ और you can say the official website of remix, ओके, जिसका URL है remix.run. ओके, और if you search on Google let's say remix, okay, then you will get this link. Okay, so as you can see remix is focused on web standards and modern web app UX. Okay, you are simply going to build better website. Okay, so as you can see, if you read the let's say the documentation, you will get to know like remix is a full stack वेब फ्रेमवर्क। ओके, यह एक फुल स्टैक वेब फ्रेमवर्क है that lets you focus on user interface and work back to web standard to deliver fast, slick and resilient user experience. ओके, so आप ज़्यादा आपको कंफ्यूज नहीं करूँगा मैं। ओके, जस्ट यू जस्ट अंडरस्टूड लाइक रिमिक्स यह एक फुल स्टैक फ्रेमवर्क है जो कि रिएक्ट के ऊपर बना, ठीक है, which is built on top of React. Okay, like React का ही as you know like we have the Next.js जो कि React पर बना है। like React का ही टेक स्टैक को यूज करके उसके ऊपर हम Next.js को से एप्लीकेशन क्रिएट करते हैं। इन सिमिलर वे हम Remix में भी एप्लीकेशन क्रिएट कर सकते हैं। Okay, so I hope you are getting my point, guys. Okay, so just a quick let's say chat, guys. क्या आपने पहले कभी रिमिक्स में प्रोजेक्ट क्रिएट किया है या दिस इज द फर्स्ट टाइम ओके यू विल गोइंग टू क्रिएट अ प्रोजेक्ट ऑन रिमिक्स? ओके, आप अपने ओपिनियन को कमेंट सेक्शन और चैट सेक्शन में बता सकते हैं, सो दैट आई कैन आल्सो नो लाइक कि आप इससे इस टेक स्टैक से फेमिलियर है या नहीं। और नॉट अ टेक स्टैक, इट्स अ फ्रेमवर्क। ओके, सो जस्ट आप अपने ओपिनियन को चैट सेक्शन में कमेंट कर सकते हैं कि क्या आप रिमिक्स से फेमिलियर है और दिस इज द फर्स्ट टाइम। ओके, meanwhile you can go to this remix documentation and you can read, okay, what we can do with the help of remix. Okay, okay guys, so let's go back to our project. Okay, and let's see an overview of our project. Okay, now while coding I will like make sure you will get everything. Okay, if you are like watching for the first time our remix tutorial or remix project, okay, so मैं पूरा कोशिश करूंगा कि आपको यह प्रोजेक्ट पूरा समझ में आए. ओके, इसका सिर्फ एक ही प्रीरिक्विजिट है, आपको जावास्क्रिप्ट आना चाहिए और एटलीस्ट बेसिक रिएक्ट आना चाहिए. ओके, एंड इफ यू नो दिस टू देन इट्स गुड टू हैव. ओके, then I hope you will not face any issue, okay, while creating this project in remix. Okay, and also guys, one more thing, यदि आपको लाइक यदि आप पहले बार मेरे इस चैनल पर आए हैं और आपने अभी तक इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया, प्लीज मेक श्योर टू सब्सक्राइब इट. ओके, एंड also enable the notification, so like whenever I bring a new content, okay, you will get notified. Okay, so enough talking guys. Okay, now let's go back to our project demonstration. Okay, or you can say the project overview. So as you can see, like it's a simple, you can say a to-do list kind of application. Okay, I hope you already know like what is the to-do list. क्या to-do list क्या होता है? ऐसे जैसे कि हम कोई भी टास्क क्रिएट करते हैं to-do पर और उसको हम अपने डाटाबेस में सॉरी नॉट डाटाबेस to-do list में स्टोर करता है, उससे विजुअलाइज करते हैं. ओके, सिंपल to-do list काइंड ऑफ एप्लीकेशन. सो आज के इस वीडियो में हम उसी to-do list के एप्लीकेशन पर बेस्ड ही एक टास्क बोर्ड एप्लीकेशन को क्रिएट करेंगे. ओके, नाउ लेट्स सी कि इसमें क्या क्या फीचर्स एंड फंक्शनलिटी है. ओके, सबसे पहले एज यू कैन सी एट द टॉप मैंने जैसे एक टास्क बोर्ड का एक यू कैन से द हेडर एंड द डिस्क्रिप्शन मैंने यहाँ दिया हुआ. ओके, एंड दीज आर द एडिटेबल. ओके, यदि आज के इस प्रोजेक्ट में हम जो भी प्रोजेक्ट क्रिएट करेंगे, ठीक है, इसमें हम पूरे CRUD ऑपरेशन का पूरा यूज करेंगे. लाइक CRUD, आई होप यू ऑलरेडी नो व्हाट इज CRUD. ओके, CRUD मींस क्रिएट, ओके, रीड, अपडेट एंड डिलीट. ओके, सो हम इन सारों फंक्शनलिटी का यूज करेंगे. Okay, we will create a to do or you can say task in my case. Okay, we will read that task, we will delete it and we will update that task as well. Okay, so सबसे पहले as you can say like it's first we will have a task board. Okay, हमारे पास एक task board होगा और उस task board में हम अपने multiple task को add करेंगे. Okay, I hope you guys getting my point. ओके, बट यदि आपको कहीं पर भी मेरे द्वारा एक्सप्लेन किया हुआ पॉइंट यदि आपको समझ नहीं आ रहा, सो यू कैन मैसेज इन द चैट सेक्शन. ओके, सो वेयर आई वाज. ओके, so guys like it's kind of a task board. like सबसे पहले हमारे पास एक टास्क बोर्ड होगा. ओके, उस टास्क बोर्ड में हम अपने मल्टीपल टास्क को स्टोर कर सकते हैं. ओके, so by default यदि आप अपने हमारे एप्लीकेशन को फर्स्ट टाइम विजिट करेंगे, let's say if you go to the URL only, okay, localhost 5.73, currently I am running this on my localhost. Okay, I have not deployed it. Okay, but once you deployed or okay, and you will go to the let's say the host, okay, or you can say the website. Okay, let's take time, it should not take the time. Okay, it's reloading. Just wait guys, I think it's depending on the internet. Okay, now you can see जैसे हम अपने वेबसाइट पे विजिट करेंगे, तो if there is no let's say the task id, as you can see ना localhost :73 slash okay 5.73 slash you can see the I have the board id, task board id. Okay, but if a user visit for the first time to our website, okay, he will not have the task board id. Okay, so at a time what our application will do, okay, it will internally create a task board. Okay, ये internally एक task board को create करेगा और user को okay let's say localhost $5.73 slash task board id पेज पर navigate करेगा. and there user can see like he will have the newly created task board and the description and the three different tasks. Okay, by default every user will have three different tasks like as you can see here, task in progress, task completed, task 1 2. Okay, and below it you can see add new task button. Okay, so I hope guys you are getting. Okay, सबसे पहले यदि यूजर फर्स्ट टाइम हमारे वेबसाइट पर विजिट करता है और he does not have the task board created yet, so our website internally will create a new task board and navigate the user to the task board ID page. Okay, till here if you have any question you can ask me. Okay, और यदि आपको कोई क्वेश्चन है तो you can give a thumbs up. Okay, just like a Astos did. Okay, तो यदि आपको समझ में आ रहा है तो आप एक thumbs up दे सकते हैं. Okay, and also please make sure to like also. Okay, anyway, so let's proceed next. So I hope till here you can you have understood. Okay, कि सबसे पहले एक टास्क बोर्ड क्रिएट होगा. Okay, and then the task board will have three different tasks. Okay, by default every task board will have three different tasks. Now let's say कि how a user can create a new task. तो यदि एक यूजर नए टास्क को क्रिएट करना चाहता है तो वो कैसे क्रिएट कर सकता है. तो as you can see I have provided one add new task button at the bottom. You can see add new task. तो जैसे यूजर इस add new task button पर क्लिक करता है, okay, you can see it will open a sidebar. Okay, and if you notice I have implemented a nice transition effect. So you will also learn how we can create this transition type of effect. Okay, so now you can say it will open a sidebar or you can say right sidebar जहाँ पर एक मॉडल एक कंसिडर एज अ मॉडल जहाँ पर एक टास्क फॉर्म है जहाँ पर यूजर अपने टास्क फिल्टर इंफॉर्मेशन को फिल करेगा लाइक टास्क नेम, okay, task description, okay, icon and the status as well. Okay, मैंने यहाँ पर वैलिडेशन को भी इंश्योर किया है कि वैसे मेक श्योर कि यूजर ने सभी फील्ड को प्रॉपर्ली सेलेक्ट किया है. ओके, और फिलअप किया है. Now you can say if user does not fill any field, okay, यूजर ने कोई फील्ड को फिलअप नहीं किया है and then he created one create button. So like at least हमारे पास कुछ टास्क फिल्टर इंफॉर्मेशन होना चाहिए. ओके, लाइक एटलीस्ट हमारे पास टास्क टाइटल, ओके, आइकन और स्टेटस होना चाहिए जिससे कि हम अपना टास्क को क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. बट यूजर हैव नॉट फिल्ड इट, देन देयर शुड बी अ वैलिडेशन जिससे कि हम यूजर को प्रिवेंट कर सकें कि आप एटलीस्ट ये फील्ड को फिल करें तभी आपका टास्क क्रिएट होगा. ओके, सो इफ आई विदाउट फिलिंग एनी फील्ड, if I click on this create button, okay, यदि मैं इस create button पर क्लिक करता हूँ what happened, let me see. Okay, so my bad, as you can see जैसे मैंने create button पर क्लिक किया, okay, and I have not filled any fields, so you can see I am getting a warning. Let's say please enter a value. Let's say task name is required, so I need to fill this field, and also I need to select an icon and I need to select at least one status as well. Okay, then only I can create the task. Okay, so let's quickly create a task. Okay, so हम task name में जैसे हम task enter करते हैं जैसे new task 1. Okay, we can fill the task description as well. So task description, let's say new task description. Okay, now let's select an icon. Okay, so we can select any icon. Okay, so let's select this, let's say the boy with laptop. Okay, and now we need to select a status. Okay, so for that I will select, let's say, in progress. Okay, now let's click on this create button. I think there's an issue, so it's taking further. Okay guys, I think there's some issue, but while creating this project I will try to fix that issue as well. Okay, I will going to create this project, okay, from scratch. Okay, like this project I have created today morning itself. Okay, so till that time it was working fine, but now it seems like there is some issue, but we will try to fix that issue as well, guys. Okay, don't worry. But here just you can notice, once I click on this new button, you can say it's created a new task twice. But just first just see, you can say it created a new task as well. Okay, new task, then the new task description, and then the icon as well. The here you can say the in progress icon as well. Okay, so we have seen how we can create a new task. Okay, now let's देखते हैं कि हम कैसे सी एक टास्क को अपडेट कर सकते हैं. ओके, so for that if I click on any let's say task, किसी भी एक टास्क को क्लिक करते हैं, let's say task completed. Okay, so you can see it will again open the same sidebar, but this time you can see our task will has its field. Okay, you can say task name में हमें वैल्यू मिल रहा है task completed. डिस्क्रिप्शन इस टास्क के लिए नहीं था, इसलिए डिस्क्रिप्शन में कुछ नहीं मिल रहा है. आइकन you can say we have the same icon selected here, and then the status also let's say completed. Okay, now let's say यदि मैं इस task को let's say modify करना चाहता हूँ, so instead of task completed I will say let's say task is in progress. Okay, now I will change this status from completed to let's say in progress. Now if I click on save, okay, I think it's updated. Let's refresh it. Okay, you can see guys, it's updated. I think there is some issue. Okay, but I will try to fix it. Okay, so now you can see our task has been updated. Okay, so now earlier it has the task name was task in sorry task completed, but here you can say it has the task is in progress. Okay, and now we have seen how we can create let's say a new task, how we can update a already created task. Okay, now let's see how we can delete a task. Okay, so to delete a task, you can say again we need to open the sidebar. Okay, we need to click on the same task, okay, or any particular task which we want to delete. Okay, then we need to click on this delete button. Okay, once we click on this delete button, you can say delete task. Okay, okay, so till here I hope you are you have got, like you have get the functionality. Okay, what are the features and the functionality we are going to cover. Okay, I know there is some issue in my project. Okay, so first I want to just clear guys, मैंने इस प्रोजेक्ट को आज सुबह ही क्रिएट किया था. while creating, okay, I have tested it, it was working fine, but now it seems to like it has an issue error. Okay, as you can see जब हम new task को create कर रहे हैं. Okay, so for the first time once when I click on this create button, as you can see here new task. Okay, if I select any icon and progress. Okay, if I click on this create, okay, okay, this time you can see it's got created. Okay, it's taking some time. Okay, so this issue I will try to fix it, and also once we are trying to update our task, okay, at the time also I think there is some issue. Let's say, yeah, it's updating our task, but it's taking some time. Okay, so these two things we will also make sure, okay, to resolve that error as well. Okay, while creating our project. Okay, so I hope till here you have got an idea about this project. Okay, how our project will behave, okay, and it will work. But यदि आपको कहीं पर भी क्वेश्चन है या कोई क्वेरी है रिगार्डिंग आवर प्रोजेक्ट, okay, you can ask me in the chat section. I will make sure to reply, okay, your question guys. Okay, so now we have seen the project description. ओके, नाउ लेट्स से कि हम इस प्रोजेक्ट को क्रिएट करने के लिए कौन कौन सी टेक स्टैक, ओके, लाइब्रेरी का यूज करने वाला है, देन वी विल स्टार्ट क्रिएटिंग आवर प्रोजेक्ट. ओके, आई होप टिल हियर ओके फाइन फॉर यू एंड यू आर विथ मी. ओके, तो ओके तो लेट्स प्रोसीड. तो जैसा कि मैंने आपको पहले स्टार्टिंग में ही बताया है कि आज की इस वीडियो में हम रिमिक्स फ्रेमवर्क का यूज करके अपने इस प्रोजेक्ट को क्रिएट करेंगे. ओके, so we will use that our remix framework. Like remix framework वर्ड से हमें let's say it will be a full stack project like back end front end सभी को क्रिएट करेंगे और MongoDB database का भी यूज करेंगे. Okay, but to create we will not create an external server. Okay, okay, so we will not create an external server. Like remix gives an advantage to use the server side logic as well. ओके, तो हम रिमिक्स में ही फ्रंट एंड को भी क्रिएट करेंगे, बैक एंड क्रिएट करेंगे और MongoDB डाटा बेस को भी सेटअप करेंगे. ओके, तो यू विल सी कि हम एक ही प्रोजेक्ट में और यू कैन से एक ही डायरेक्टरी के अंदर हम अपने पूरे फुल स्टैक प्रोजेक्ट को क्रिएट करेंगे. ओके, एंड आल्सो टू यूज द डाटाबेस, ओके, आई विल यूज Prisma DB or you can say the Prisma ORM. Okay, I think it's issue with my network. I hope you can see my screen properly, guys. Okay, I think it's related to the, you can see it's running slow on my system, but I just want to make sure if it is working fine at your end. Okay, but if there is some issue, I will try to fix that issue as well, guys. So as you can say, I am getting a low connection speed here, only 99 kbps 340. So let's see on incognito mode. So there also I think I am getting a low connection. Okay, so just like today I am getting a low, let's say, bandwidth, guys. So just a small request. Okay, bear with me. Okay, I have also played my live stream on my mobile devices, the mobile device. There I think it seems like the video is running fine. Okay, but still if you are facing any issue, you can message me in the chat section, guys. Okay, so like I will assume like it's fine. Okay, my stream is running fine, but again I am saying if you are facing any issue, just let me know in the chat section. Okay, okay, so like I was telling, okay, like प्रोजेक्ट को क्रिएट करने के लिए हम रिमिक्स का यूज करेंगे, रिमिक्स और उसके साथ रिमिक्स के साथ ही टेलविंड सीएसएस का यूज करेंगे अपने यूजर इंटरफेस को डिजाइन करने के लिए. Okay, and then we will use MongoDB. Okay, so in order to use MongoDB remix, we will use Prisma ORM. You can see it's you can say optical, I guess. Let's see. Okay, as you can see that if you read the description of Prisma, like it's provide the best experience for your team to work and interact with database. Okay, so either you are using the, let's say, SQL database or non-SQL database. Okay, you can use Prisma to connect with your application. Okay, as you can see, it will work as a kind of a bridge between your server and database. Okay, So let's say you have created one server and Node.js, and your server needs to interact with, let's say, a database, let's say MongoDB, okay, or let's say SQL database. So we can use Prisma to like act as a bridge between our server to, let's say, database. Okay, so like the benefit is that, like, either if you are using, let's say, SQL database or non-SQL, so there you need to make a, let's say, different connection as, like, as your database, according to your database. But with the help of Prisma, okay, it provide a common query. Okay, so for, let's say, SQL or non-SQL, you need to use the same query or schema, and then you can connect with your, let's say, query with your database. Okay, so let's say you can read the, let's say, description, okay, or you can say the full description about, not description, full details about the Prisma ready on the Prisma DB official site. Okay, this link is prisma.io. You can go to that site and check out. Okay, so today we will use remix tag with Tailwind CSS and the Prisma, okay, to connect with our database. Okay, okay. So now let's create our application. Okay, let's create our project. So for that, what I will do, first I will go open my terminal. Okay, as you can see on my first terminal, okay, I have run my, let's say, the created project which I have created like in the morning. Okay, and which is running here. Okay, as you can see. So what I will do, I can close this, or I can let's close this okay, project. Like, I hope you got the project idea. Okay, so what I will do, I will close this project. Okay, here also I will close it. But, now I will go to my desired, let's say, location जहाँ पर मैं अपने application को create करना चाहता हूँ. Okay, so for that, what I will do, let's first clear it. Okay, now currently you can say I am at desktop slash project slash full stack passport. Okay, now what I will do, I will go back from full stack passport project, then again I will go back to from project. Okay, so now you can see, now I am at desktop location. Okay, now from those desktop I will go to one folder. Let's say if I do ls, you can say I have these many folders on desktop. So from desktop I want to go, let's say, YT projects, this location or directory. So I will do, let's say, cd and then YT project. Okay, and press enter. Now you can see I am at, let's say, desktop plus YT projects directory. Now here I want to create my project. Okay, now let's say कि हम project को कैसे initialize कर सकते हैं with the help of remix. Okay, so for that I will go to the documentation. Okay, or remix official site. Now let's go to doc. Okay, then here you can see we have the main. I am at the main page. Okay, so now let's click on this get started, and I will click on this quick 5-minute start. Okay, now here you will see the step how you can create or initialize your remix application. Okay, okay, so you can see to install a remix application we can use li command. Okay, which is npx create -remix @ latest. Okay, so what we'll do, I will copy this command. कमांड को कॉपी करते हैं, टर्मिनल पर जाते हैं और यहाँ पर इसे पेस्ट करते हैं. ओके, एंड आल्सो आई विल मेंशन द पाथ एज अ डॉट. ओके, एज ओके, नो, लेट्स only create this, so we don't have to mention dot. Okay, now what I will do, I will only write nps then space create hyper remix at latest. Okay, then press the enter button. Okay, so it will initialize a remix project into our location. Okay, which is desktop plus YT project. Okay, just wait until it gets created. Okay, now you can say it ask me some question. Okay, so we need to fill that question. Okay, now you can say first question it asks is where you where should we create your new project. अब let's say कि हम आपके new project को कहाँ create करना चाहते हैं. Okay, so I will just write let's say folder name. Okay, so folder name में हम लिखते हैं जैसे full stack full hyphen stack hyphen task board. Okay, so what I have tell full remix कि YT प्रोजेक्ट फोल्डर के अंदर एक फुल स्टैक टास्क बोर्ड नाम से फोल्डर के तो और उस फोल्डर के अंदर हमारे रिमिक्स प्रोजेक्ट को क्रिएट करो. ओके, नाउ आई विल प्रेस द एंटर बटन. ओके, नाउ इट्स यू कैन सी इट्स यूजिंग द बेसिक टेम्पलेट. ओके, इट्स currently copying that template. Let's just wait until it copy the template. Okay, now you can say it ask me to initialize a new GitHub repository. Okay, so do you want to initialize a new GitHub repository? If I want to initialize a new GitHub repository, so I will select yes. Okay, but if you don't want to initialize a GitHub repository, you can select no option as well. Okay, now you can see it asks me to install dependencies with npm. Okay, yes, I want to install a dependency with npm, so I will select yes. Now you can say installing the dependency with npm package. Okay, so just wait until it install the dependency. Okay, meanwhile guys, यदि आपके पास कोई क्वेरी है okay related to our project or related to remix or anything, you can ask me in the chat section. Okay, I will try to reply guys. Okay, and also guys just let me know कि आपने let's say remix के साथ आप क्या familiar है. Okay, if I tell myself, okay, like this is the first time when I'm creating a project in remix. Okay, like इससे पहले मैं रिएक्ट पर काम करता था, रिएक्ट और नेक्स्ट में प्रोजेक्ट क्रिएट करता था, बट वैसे रिसेंटली मैंने रिमिक्स फ्रेमवर्क को भी डिस्कवर किया था, लाइक आल्सो पॉपुलर फ्रेमवर्क. ओके, so like as it's built on the top of React, so I think I should check out this let's say framework library. Okay, and I want you guys also should know like how we can create at least a basic application with the help of remix. Okay, so like for me also I'm new to remix. Okay, I want you like are you also new to remix or you have already some you have some experience with remix. Okay, you can message in the chat section guys. Okay, like and also one more thing guys, जब तक ये डिपेंडेंसीज को इंस्टॉल करता है, ठीक है, आप मेक श्योर करिए कि आपने इस चैनल को वैसे WebDevYT चैनल को सब्सक्राइब किया हुआ है. पर यदि आपने अभी तक इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो इट्स हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट गाइस, प्लीज मेक श्योर टू सब्सक्राइब. ओके, एंड आल्सो इनेबल द नोटिफिकेशन. ओके, और स्ट्रीम को लाइक करना मत भूलिएगा. ओके, जस्ट अ क्विक रिमाइंडर, मैं आपको ये बार बार रिमाइंड कराता रहूंगा. आज ये इतना टाइम क्यों ले रहा है, मैं समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ गाइस। ओके, सर डिपेंडेंट ऑन सिस्टम और आई एम नॉट श्योर, क्योंकि स्पीड मुझे बहुत कम मिल रहा है। ओके, एंड डिपेंडेंट ऑन इंटरनेट स्पीड ओनली। इफ यू हैव अ गुड इंटरनेट स्पीड, ओके, सो डिपेंडेंसी को इंस्टॉल करने में ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा। बट आई डोंट नो व्हाई आई एम गेटिंग अ लो स्पीड टुडे। Not enough guys, 5.82 MB per second. Okay, finally guys, okay, finally as you can say dependency successfully installed हो चुका है। Okay, I know it take too much time, okay, but I don't know guys कि आज से क्यों मुझे बहुत कम स्पीड मिल रहा है। ओके, बट नो वरी, लाइक सिर्फ हमें डिपेंडेंसी इंस्टॉल करने में जो टाइम लगना था वो लगेगा। ओके, बिकॉज हम अपने प्रोजेक्ट को लोकल सिस्टम को क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, तो आगे हमें अब इंटरनेट पर उतना ज़्यादा डिपेंडेंट नहीं होना होगा। ओके, तो यहीं तक इतना मुझे इंटरनेट का इतना था, हम लोगों ने कर लिया। ओके, तो नाउ आई विल यूज एज यू कैन सी मेरा रेमिक्स प्रोजेक्ट क्रिएट हो चुका है। नाउ व्हाट आई विल डू, I will open this our application into let's say code editor. Okay, so I will use VS Code editor, or let's say I only use VS Code editor. Okay, so you can like use any preferred code editor guys. Okay, now let's open our project inside our code editor, or you can say VS Code editor. So for that what I will do, first I will go to my project. Okay, now but before guys I will say show you like if you notice मैंने जैसे अपने प्रोजेक्ट का नाम फुल स्टैक टास्क बोर्ड दिया है। So Remix should create a full stack dashboard folder inside our let's say YT directory. Okay, so to visualize our folder, what I will do, I will use write ls. Okay, so once I do ls, you can see it will list down all the folders and the files which is stored into our let's say YT directory, sorry, YT project directory. As you can see, I have code share client, code share server. Okay, these are the folders. Now let's search for full stack dashboard. Okay, so if you go down, like you can see here, it's created in browser markdown editor. Okay, and you can see the time as well. Okay, I think it's showing a different time zone. Okay, no worries. I think it's no. Okay, no worries. Hmm. हम टाइम जोन पर नहीं जाएंगे. Okay. For as of now, it only matter if project create हो चुका. So what I will do, I will open this in for not in browser. Let's say full stack dashboard. Or I guess I think yeah, time is also correct, guys. My bad. I was just looking this in browser markdown. You can say it's created on 22 September 2024 and at 18 18.29 जैसे 18 बज 34 मिनट पर क्रिएट किया गया है 18 बज 34 मिनट पर. Okay, so what I will do, I will open this into a VS Code. So what I will do, let's say code, and then I will write the folder name. So folder name is full stack. Now I can press the tab key to get the register. Okay, now I click on this enter button. Okay, so it will open my folder into a VS Code editor, or you can see VS Code window. Okay, and you can see open my application to a VS Code. Okay, but it wasn't too big, so I have reduced the let's say the font size. Okay, so as you can see, it created these are the let's say files and folder. Okay, like you can see, it has the app directory, then node module. Okay, if you have worked with node module, so I hope you remember like the what is the node module, the public folder, public directories, and what is the package of JSON. Okay, so far as now, I won't go deeper inside it. Okay, just make the okay कि node modules में हमारे जितने सारे packages होते हैं वो install होते हैं. पब्लिक डायरेक्टरी में हम अपने असिस्ट और मेटा असिस्ट को स्टोर करते हैं और लोगों को स्टोर करते हैं एप्लीकेशन के. ओके, so like for remix, okay, you can see the main folder is app. Okay, as in React you can see there is a src folder. Okay, इसके अंदर हम अपने सारे कोड लॉजिक को लिखते हैं. तो इन remix there is app. ओके, ऐप डायरेक्टरी के अंदर हम अपने सारे जैसे पेज क्रिएट करता है, कंपोनेंट को क्रिएट करता है, एंड वी राइट आवर कोड लॉजिक इनसाइड आवर ऐप डायरेक्टरी. ओके, so now you can see our Remix application has been installed. Okay, now let's first run our application. Okay, then we will proceed with the next step. Okay, then हम उसमें जैसे प्रिज्मा डीबी को भी सेटअप करेंगे. Sorry guys. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, let's say mic open है ना? Yeah, mic open है. Okay, so sorry for the inconvenience guys. Okay, okay, गेस्ट हमारे घर पर कुछ गेस्ट आए थे तो इसलिए थोड़ा सा मुझे वीडियो को पॉज करना पड़ा था. But now there will be no disturbance. Okay, we will get back to our project. Okay, so as here you can see I have created my remix application. Okay, and also I have opened it, like I have opened my project into a VS Code window. Okay, now I will run my application. Okay, so to run it, first I will go to the, let's say, our folder. So it has cd, then full stack dashboard. Okay, now let's clear it. Okay. Now to run our remix application, we need to write command as, let's say, npm run dev. Okay, that's it. It's pretty simple, just like we use in React. Okay, same command we can use in Remix also. Okay, as you can see, it's like our application is running, and you can see the URL. Okay, URL is http://localhost:5173. Okay, so now I will control plus click on this link. Okay, and now you can see this is the, let's say, our landing page of our remix application. Okay, so now you can say these are the, let's say, predefined, or you can say the basic templates code, okay, provided by remix. Okay, we can remove this code. Okay, so like if you like, if you are also like working with remix and you have followed the command which I have followed. Okay, let's say first npx, okay, create remix at latest, and then you have followed all the, let's say, the step, okay, carefully. And also if you run your application and you can see this page, okay, welcome to remix, then this means your application is successfully installed or installing fine. Okay, so now I have installed the remix. And one more thing guys, I want to show you, like remix, let's say Tailwind के साथ like it's used the Tailwind CSS, like as you can say, by default. So by default your Tailwind CSS का ही use करता है. As you can see, I have the tailwind.config.ts, it's already created. And if I go to the package.json file, okay, and now if I scroll little bit, so inside the dev dependency you can see I have the tailwind.css already installed. Okay, so we don't need to install, like say, manually. Tailwind CSS को हमें manually सेटअप करने की जरूरत नहीं है. जैसे ही आप रेमिक्स एप्लीकेशन को इंस्टॉल करेंगे, Tailwind CSS पे डिफॉल्ट इंस्टॉल करेंगे. Okay, so now what I will do before going to before start getting a project, or let's say user interface, or you can say the user interface को create करने से पहले, okay, I want to install the Prisma DB to our project. So now let's proceed. So to install the Prisma DB, okay, what I will do, I will again go to the official page, or you can say the website of Prisma. Okay, and here I will click on this get started button. Okay, so it will take me to the, let's say, get started page, and you can say like Prisma has the, let's say, nice documentation, or you can say easy to understand. So if you are also working for the first time, okay, so you can go to the Prisma documentation, like step easy to understand. Okay, बहुत easy way में यहाँ पर आपको सारा step by step कैसे आप आगे. Okay, so at the left side you can see I have two options. Okay, first start from scratch or add to existing project. Okay, I'm creating my project from scratch, so I will click on this tab to start from scratch. sound is glitching. Okay, wait, Ajay. Again, और the same issues अभी भी आपको साउंड में कुछ ग्लिच महसूस हो रहा है या आपको आवाज क्लियर आ रही है? Okay, so as you can see, so मैंने start from scratch here. Okay, so here you can see I have two options. Okay, relational database or MongoDB. Okay, so you can see Prisma के साथ हम relational और non relational database के साथ interact कर सकते हैं. Okay, since for this project I will use MongoDB. Okay, so I will select this MongoDB option. Okay, as you can see, this is the first page. As you can see, connect to your database page. Okay, MongoDB type documentation page, and here you can see how we can use Prisma connect to your MongoDB address. So you can see the prerequisite. Okay, so we have just installed our this system. Nothing which we have already installed. Okay, then we have access to MongoDB what plan to server. Okay, so at least we should have the MongoDB at least connection. Okay. Now let's see the step by step how we can get installed. So first we need to create like we need to set up our project or create our project setup, which already we have done. Like we have already installed our Remix application. We only need to install the Prisma and link with our MongoDB database. Okay, so this thing we can ignore. Next, we need to install the TypeScript. Then we can ignore this as well. Since Remix by default our application for TypeScript नहीं करता है. Okay, so we don't need to install it manually. Now let's see the next step. Okay, so next you can see we need to install Prisma. Okay, and here you can say if we are using let's say Node.js, then only we need to install TypeScript and TS Node. Okay, here we only need to install the Prisma. Okay, so what I will do, I will copy this npm command. Okay, let's say here we don't need to install TypeScript because Remix हमारे प्रोजेक्ट को ऑलरेडी टाइपस्क्रिप्ट में क्रिएट करता है, सो हमें इसे मैनुअली इंस्टॉल करने की जरूरत नहीं है. ओके, so what I will do, I will copy this. Now I will go to our terminal. Okay, let's say I can close my application. Okay, now let's clear the terminal first. Okay, and here I will paste my command. Okay, and one more thing, we need to install Prisma as a dev dependency. As you can see here, we have the hyphen save dev flag. Okay, so I will use the same flag here as well. Okay, so now what it will do, it will install the Prisma library but as a dev dependency to our project. Okay, now I will click enter button. Okay guys, so just wait for some time until it's installed the Prisma to our application. Okay, it won't take too much time. Okay. Meanwhile, क्या आपको अभी भी हमारे आवाज में ग्लिच महसूस हो रही है? You can message in the chat section. I think there was some issue related to with my mic. मैंने अब उसे माइक को निकाल दिया है. Now I hope कि आवाज आपको प्रॉपर जा रही होगी स्ट्रीम पर. But still, if you have some any issue, you can message me in the chat section. Okay guys, so as you can see, Prisma install हो चुका है. Okay, now I will clear the terminal. Now let's again go back to the Prisma documentation page. Okay, now you can see we have installed the Prisma. Okay, and now in the next step we need to initialize the TypeScript, which we don't install. We need to initialize it. Now in order to set up the Prisma ORM project, okay, like we need to create a Prisma schema into our application. So for that we can run this command like npx prisma init. Okay, so what it will do, if you read below, like this command will do two things. Okay, like first it will create a new directory called Prisma. Okay, and inside that directory it will have schema.prisma file. Okay, which contain the Prisma schema with your database connection variable and schema code or schema model. Okay, so जैसे हम npx prisma init का इस कमांड को रन करेंगे. Okay, so it will create a new Prisma directory into our folder, or you can say project. As you can see, we don't have the Prisma directory. Okay, so it will create the Prisma directory and inside it it will create a schema.prisma file जिसके अंदर हमारा database का connection string होगा और model होगा. Okay, and then it will create a .env file as well. Okay, if you have already, okay, if you already have a .env file, so it will use the, okay, the same env file. But if you don't have a .env file into your project, okay, so Prisma will create a new .env file into your root directory. Okay, and which will be like this environment file, sorry, environment file will use for defining the environment variables such as your database connection string. Okay, so what I will do, I will copy this command npx prisma init. Okay, now I will go to my terminal. Okay, and here I will paste it and run it. Let's say npx prisma init. So as you can see, it created the Prisma directory and the Prisma schema. Okay, and also you can say it gives some warning. Okay, because I already, it's showing that I already have a get ignore, but still if we don't have the get ignore, so it will create a get ignore and it will mention the .env file inside it. Okay, since we have, so it only tell me don't forget to include the .env into your, let's say, get ignore file. Okay, here you can say which I already have. Okay, so we don't need to write it additionally. Okay, now in the next step you can see we need to set the database url in the .env file prompt, sorry, .env file to point your existing database. Okay, so first we need to go to our, let's say, MongoDB Atlas. Okay, there we need to create a database. Okay, or we need, if you want to use any existing database, so we need to take that connection string, okay, from the MongoDB Atlas. Okay, and then we need to mention it in the .env file as a value to database url. Okay, now in the second step we need to set the provider of the data source block in the prisma.schema to match the database. As you can see, okay, Prisma के साथ हम Postgres SQL, MySQL, SQLite, SQL Server, MongoDB और CockroachDB, okay, इन सारे database को use कर सकते हैं. So we need to select और मेंशन आवर प्रोवाइडर लाइक कि हम कौन सा डाटाबेस को यूज करना चाहते हैं. Either we want to use MongoDB or MySQL or Postgres. Okay, so we need to mention the provider in schema.prisma file as well. Okay, and then we need to run Prisma DB full. Okay, to turn your database schema into a Prisma schema, and then we need to run Prisma generate to generate the Prisma client. Okay, so that you can start querying with your database. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so enough talking, I will show you. Okay, and to our VS Code editor ताकि कहाँ पर हमें क्या क्या changes करने हैं. Okay, in order to work with Prisma. Okay, so as you can see, जैसे मैंने npx prisma init इस command को run किया, it created one Prisma directory inside our project. Okay, and if I open this Prisma, you can see I have one file called schema.prisma. Okay, so जैसे मैं इसे open करता हूँ, you can see it has some basic connection string. Okay, so here you can see it has one generator. Okay, so it's used the Prisma client JS as a provider, and here you can see our data source is there. Okay, so inside the data source DB, okay, we need to mention our database provider as well. Okay, like which database we are going to use. Either we are going to use with MongoDB or PostgreSQL or MySQL, whatever database we are going to use, we need to mention the provider here. Okay, as you can see, by default is mentioned that PostgreSQL. Okay, but for our project we are not going to use Postgres, we will use MongoDB. So what I will do, I will remove this Postgres and I will use MongoDB. Okay, and you can see all the database. If you press, let's say if you remove the MongoDB, and if you press Control plus space, you can see it will show you the suggestion like what like which are the provider which we can use here. We can use Cockroach DB, MongoDB, MySQL, okay, Postgres, SQLite or SQL Server. Okay, so let's select the MongoDB. Okay, now we need to like mention our connection string to our, let's say, in the env file as a database URL. Okay, so what I will do, I will go to the .env file. Okay, so here you can say it mentions, let's say, you can say default connection string. Okay, for Postgres, but instead of Postgres, I need to first take my MongoDB Atlas connection string. Okay, so for that, what I will do, I will go to the MongoDB Atlas platform. Okay, so I will go to mongodb.com. Okay, there we need to first log in to our database. Okay, then we need to go to our database and take the connection string. Okay, क्या हुआ? Okay, so as you can see, okay, MongoDB platform open हो चुका है. Now what I will do, I will first sign in to this platform. Okay, so I will click on this sign in option. Okay, so it will take me to the, let's say, login page. Okay, so जहाँ पर आप अपने, let's say, you can choose your preferred, let's say, sign in mode. Okay, either if you want to sign in with Google, GitHub or email address, you can do. I will choose Google because मैंने गूगल अकाउंट से MongoDB में अपना अकाउंट क्रिएट किया है या रजिस्टर किया हुआ है अपने आप को. So I will choose Google. Okay, now I need to select my, let's say, Google account. Okay, so I will choose the second one. Okay, you can see like this is my primary email address as well. If you want to message something to this account as well, you can do it. Now choose your Google account. Okay, guys. So as you can see, okay, yeah, I have logged into the MongoDB at last. I know it take too much time. Okay, it's depend on your internet. Okay, speed. Okay, so as today I'm getting a low speed, that's why it took too much time. Okay, now as you can see, okay, here I need to get our MongoDB connection string. Okay, since I already created my database. Okay, if you want to create a new database, okay, so here you can go to, you can select your project. Okay, and then inside that project you can, if you want to create a new project, you can click, let's say, create a new project, and then you can create your database. Okay, since I already created, so I will select my project. Okay, which I'm going to use. Okay, into our application. Okay, let's say it's project 0, and then I will click on this connect button. okay, as we need to get the connection string. Okay, so for that I will click on this option, then I will select drivers. Okay, and here you can say we have the connection string. Okay, so what I will do, I will copy this connection string. Okay, that's the only thing we need from the MongoDB. Okay, now we can close our MongoDB at least. Okay, because we don't need anything from here. Okay, so I will close it. Okay, since my system is running slow, so I want let's say only required things should run. Okay, so that's why I will close that window. And now what I will do, I will go to my, let's say, VS Code editor, and I will go to .env file. Okay, and यहाँ पर हम अपने database URL को change करते हैं. So I will select the connection string. Okay, now I will replace it, and here I need to change my DB password as well. Okay, so I will change it, and here I need to mention the database. Okay, as well. So for this project I will use, let's say, database as, let's say, task board, and I think I already have this database. Okay, now let's see. Okay, so what I will do, I will open the MongoDB Compass, okay, to visualize our database. Okay, so I hope you already know about the MongoDB Compass. Like it's you can say the GUI of your database, where you can visualize your data. Okay, to your, inside your database. Okay, so I will open my MongoDB Compass. Okay, I will open my project. Okay, you can say it's connecting to project. Just wait until it connect. I think it's also depend on the internet speed. Okay, so just have some patience, guys, until it connect to our project. Okay, I think it's connected. So just wait for some more time. Now it will show all the database which created inside this project 0. So you can say I have these many database, okay, inside of project 0. Okay, so yeah, here is the project. Okay, so what I will do, guys, like this project or you can say this database I have created to, okay, let's say, for my earlier project which I have shown in the at the starting of this stream. Okay, so what I will do, okay, because I am also going to use the same database. So what I will do, I will delete that database, because Prisma will create this database and the collection, okay, only. And I want you to show this. Okay, I also want you to show like how we can use Prisma to create our database and the connection. Okay, so for that purpose only I will delete the existing database. Okay, so I will click on this delete button, and then here I will type, let's say, task board. Okay, in order to delete, we need to confirm, okay, that we want to delete our database. So for that I need to write the database in this input field, and then I will click on this drop database button. Okay, I am not able to delete it. Why? Why I am not able to delete it? So connection string disconnect. Yeah, I connected to it, no? Then what is the issue? Why I am not able to delete? Click on this delete icon. Let's say task, and then board, then drop database. User is not allowed. Why? I'm not sure, guys. Why I'm not able to delete? If I need to delete from database, or sorry, MongoDB Atlas. Again, I think I need to go to MongoDB Atlas. Okay, so what I will do, I will open a new tab. We'll go to mongodb.com. Okay, now I think it won't take too much time since I have already logged into that platform. Okay, so this time it should not take that much time as earlier it take. Okay, still it's taking time. Are you getting the internet speed? No. No, no worry. Can I use the Mongo command line Mongo shell here? Let's say db dot uh, okay, let's go to let's open. Yeah. Again I need to sign in. Okay, no worry. So db dot let's say drop. Okay. Oh, I forgot the command to drop a database. Okay, so task code again. Let's use the same. No worry, guys. Let's use the MongoDB Atlas. Okay. Again, we need to go with the same step, also same procedure. Okay, as you can see, I have logged into our MongoDB Atlas. Okay, so now what I will do here, I will go to first our let's say collection. Okay, and then here there I will select my let's say uh, the database, let's say taskboard database, and then I will delete it. Okay, so I will click on this browse collection button here. Okay, so just wait. Okay, it's retrieving the list of database and the collection. Okay, okay, so here you can say I have got all the database and the collections. Okay, so now I will select my taskboard database. Here you can say I have the taskboard and I want to delete it. Okay, so I will click on this delete. Here again I need to write let's say taskboard. Okay, यहाँ पर delete हो जाना चाहिए. Now if I click on this drop, you can see operation is in progress, and now I think the taskboard database has been deleted. Okay, just wait until it retrieving the list of database. Okay, and collection. Okay, and I hope our database should delete it. Okay, let's see. Finger crossed, guys. I hope it should delete it. Okay, now let's see if I have the taskboard data or not. Okay, as you can see, we don't have the task code. Okay, so now we have successfully deleted our taskboard. Now let's see here. So here what I will do, I will click on this triple dot option. Okay, and here I will refresh our database. Okay, I'm not sure why I'm not able to delete from MongoDB Compass. Okay, I will research on it later. Okay, but for as of now we only focus to develop our project. Okay, will not go to anywhere. Okay, now as you can say, as I refresh this, you can say I don't see our taskboard database here. Okay, that means we have successfully deleted our database. Now we will again create the database, but not from here, not manually. We will create from our code. Okay, with the help of Prisma. Okay, so now let's go to our, again we'll go back to Prisma DB, or you can say Prisma official documentation page. Okay, now यहाँ पर हमने जैसे प्रिज्मा को इनिशियलाइज कर लिया है, प्रिज्मा को अपने प्रोजेक्ट के अंदर, एंड वी हैव क्रिएटेड और प्रिज्मा स्कीमा एज वेल एज वी हैव चेंज द कनेक्शन स्ट्रिंग. Okay, now let's see how we can connect to our database. Okay, so for that I will click on this connect to database button. Here you can see we need to change the provider. Okay, database source provider, which we have already done it, and also we need to change the database URL. Okay, जिसको हमने भी complete कर लिया, as you can see here. Okay, now let's see the next step. Okay, so in next step we need to create our Prisma schema first. Okay, like we need to define the connects, let's say collection. Okay, or you can say model and collection. Okay, in order to query with your database. Okay, so for that what I will do, as you can see here, we need to create our post. Here it's just so you can see a reference how you can create a model. Okay, as you can see, if you have worked with, let's say, Node.js now or Mongoose, so there you have familiar with. Okay, in order to connect with your query with your MongoDB database, we need to create a, let's say, model first, then a schema. We need to define a schema, and then with the help of this model and a schema we can query with our database. Okay, same thing here we can do it, but here we will write all that, let's say, model and then everything at one page only. Let's say at schema.prisma file. Okay, जहाँ पर हम जैसे अपने mongo sorry model के schema को define कर सकते हैं. As you can see here, he has created one post model. Okay, here defined one ID, which will be a type of string. Okay, and here it defined like which type of this it will be. Like it will be an ID default, it will be auto. Okay, and it will map to underscore ID to our database, which will be equal to db.object id. Okay, so here you can see, like here just you can take a reference like how you can create a collection or model into your MongoDB database. Okay, so I will use the same thing, but for our project we don't need, let's say, post or user model. Okay, so for our project we need dashboard, task. Okay, like this model we need. Okay, so now let's quickly create those model. Okay, so what I will do, I will go to our, let's say, VS Code, and then I will go to schema.prisma. Okay, here we don't need to change anything, but below dot data source we need to define our model. Okay, so for that what I will do, I will first define model for taskboard. So I will write model, then taskboard. Okay, then I will create one curly bracket. Okay, so first I need to mention that ID. Okay, we need to create one ID key. So here you can say for every mod you can say ID, we can copy this let's say code from the database, because it will be same for our model. Okay, ID, so we can copy this. Okay, and then we can paste here. Okay, so I have that ID. Now apart from that ID, it will have, let's say, title. Okay, we don't need to write a colon here, and the type of the title will be a string. Okay, now apart from title it will have a description. Okay, type of this description will be a string. Okay, and then it will have a task. Okay, so now the type of this task, it will have, let's say, task in form of array. Okay, and now what it have. Okay, till here I hope you are getting. Okay, for like our task code collection, it will have three field. Okay, one is underscore id. Okay, then second it will have title, and third it will have description. Okay, the type of this title and description will be an string. Okay, and apart from that title and description, it will have one टास्क की एज वेल, जहां पर हम अपने सारे लिस्ट ऑफ टास्क को स्टोर करेंगे, जो जो भी टास्क इस टास्क कोड को बिलोंग करते हैं। ओके, सिंस हमारे एप्लीकेशन में मल्टीपल टास्क कोड हो सकते हैं और इस टास्क कोड कैन हैव मल्टीपल टास्क। ओके, सो देयर यू कैन सी we have a one to many relationship into our application. Let's say like each task board can have multiple tasks. Okay, आई होप यू आर गेटिंग माई पॉइंट। ओके, आपको मैंने जो यहाँ पर बोला आपको समझ में आ रहा है, बट स्टिल इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेरी यू कैन मैसेज इन द चैट सेक्शन। ओके, so now let's here we will also create those relationship, like how we can create a one to many relationship into our database. We will also see that. Okay, so but before what I will do, I will just format our, let's say, code so that it should look nice. Okay, now let's see how we can like create a, you can say, one to many relationship. Okay, for that you can also go to the Prisma documentation, you can refer it. Okay, I will show you one example like on this documentation page. Okay, like here also they have used the one to many relationship. Okay, so you can take a reference from here. Okay, you can have a basic understanding how we can create a one to many relationship. Okay, so just understood. Okay, just be with me. Here you can see it created one, let's say, user model. Okay, and it has the key, let's say, id, email, okay, name, address, and also it has the post. Okay, let's say one user can do a multiple post. Okay, like he can post a multiple post to that to any platform. Okay, let's say it created this schema for any, let's say, blog posting application. Okay, just consider. Okay, so here you can say it has the user. Okay, so a user come to that platform, he created his account. Okay, his or her account, अपना account create किया, and then he want to post. Okay, so एक user प्लेटफॉर्म पर मल्टीपल पोस्ट को क्रिएट कर सकता है। ओके, एंड इट शुड हैव लाइक ईच पोस्ट शुड हैव अ रिलेशनशिप, लाइक कि यह पोस्ट इस पर्टिकुलर यूजर को बिलोंग करता है। ओके, ओके, इफ यू आई वांट टू एक्सप्लेन, लेट्स से I will use Accelera. Okay, let's say X. What is, yeah, Accelera. Okay, I will use Accelera to make you understand properly. Okay, now what I am saying. Okay, if you can see, there will be a user. Okay, and each user can create, or let's say, multiple posts. Let's say it can create one post one. Okay, post two. Let's say post three. Okay, multiple posts. So now how we can know like this post is belong to this user. Okay, let's say this post belong to this user. Okay, also post to, and also let's say it have a another user as well, let's say user 2. Okay, and I want to make relations, let's say user 2 ने दो पोस्ट किया अपने प्लेटफॉर्म पर। okay, let's say this one. Okay, post 2 and post 3. So it's like each post should have a relationship. Okay, जिससे कि हमें ये पता चले कि post 2 post 3 user 2 को बिलोंग करता है and post 1 user 1 को बिलोंग करता है। Okay, so how we can make a relationship? Here you can say it has a one to many relationship. Okay, here you can say like it one user can do a multiple posts. So if we have this type of relationship, it, known as one to many relationship. Okay, okay, so let's say how we can define that relationship. Okay, so for that first we need to create a, let's say, key. Okay, which will store all the, let's say, post, for our case all the tasks. Okay, and then wherever we are creating our post collection, okay, let's say you can see it's created here, the post model, and here we just need to mention the, let's say, id, okay, user id, okay, which belongs to the which will belong which will hold the id of the particular user. Okay, I hope you are getting my point. But if you any point, if you have any, let's say, यदि आपको समझ में पास कोई confusion है, so you can message in the chat section, guys. Okay, I will meanwhile I will try to make sure like get you get all my point. Okay, आपको सभी point सभी like clearly समझ में आए. Okay, so just see how we can create a, let's say, a relationship. So यूजर के फील्ड में हम एक पोस्ट एरे क्रिएट करेंगे. इस यह एरे में हम सारे पोस्ट को स्टोर करेंगे, क्योंकि जो भी पोस्ट इस पर्टिकुलर यूजर को बिलोंग करते हैं. देन while creating our post collection or model, we will only like define the relationship like this. Like first we'll define the user collection or model, like it will, let's say, it will has the, like this post has the relationship from this user. Okay, and here we'll only write like what are the key which we want to access, or we can use it as a foreign key. Okay, so here we'll mention our foreign key. Let's say it will have a author id. We can use name it any name which we want, let's say as author id or user id or anything. Okay, so here I will write author id and then type of that author id, like it will be an object id. Okay, and here we'll define the relationship like this, like it will have a relationship relation and then field, and then here I'll define a reference as well. Okay, and like this reference, let's say this id, it will point to that id, like this id. Okay, so whatever the author id will mention, it will store hold that particular id. Okay, I hope you are getting my point. Okay, so in a similar way into our application also we'll define the, let's say, relationship. So here you can see I have created my dashboard. Now I will create my task model. Okay, first I will copy this id because it will have the same id. Okay, not same, but type of this id will be same. Okay, now this task also will have a title. Okay, type of this title will be a string. Okay, now it also have one description. Okay, type of this description will also be a string. Okay, now it will have one icon path. Okay, to store the icon. Okay, and then it will have one status. Okay, so the type of this status will have let's say I will create a status type later. Okay, it will have a type of this status, and also let's say, okay, let it be. Now we'll make let's say create a relationship to our dashboard model. Okay, so for that what I will do, I will write, let's say, dashboard. Okay, this will the type of, let's say, it will have a relationship to dashboard. So I will point my dashboard model here, and then here I will write relation. Okay, and here first I will define the field. Okay, so field, let's say I will name it as dashboard id. Okay, and then I will mention the reference, and it will refer to this id, particular id. Like it will, whatever I will key I will mention in the reference, it will look to this model. Okay, let's say dashboard model. Okay, so here I will mention id. Okay, now here you can say we don't have the dashboard id. Okay, so we need to also create a dashboard id. So I will write dashboard id like this. Okay, now let's mention the type. So type will be a string. Okay, and here I will write, let's say, db. Okay, like the type will be db dot object. id. Okay, like this. Okay, as you can see. Now one more thing guys, I want to show you, like if I hover on this taskbar now, you can see I will get the relationship type also. Okay, like you can say if I hover on the taskbar, you can see it's showing like it has a relationship and the relationship type is one to many. Okay, so that means we are able to create a one to many relationship between our taskbar to task. Okay, now here you can see we have one error, let's say status. Like you can see we have the error messages. Type status is neither a built-in type or not refer to another model or composite type or enum. Okay, so what I want for our status, like it says status should have, let's say, only fixed value, either in progress, it will have either in progress or completed or want to. Okay, so like these are all three value will be fixed. So for that I want to create one enum. Okay, so I will create, let's say, enum status. Okay, and here we'll define our enum. So, okay, so it will have in progress. Okay, then it will have completed. Okay, and it will have won't do. Okay, and now here we'll need to define our default, not db. Let's say default, and default I will write in progress. Okay, okay, I think spelling is wrong. Okay, status is spelling wrong. Now you can say I don't have any error. Okay, and we have successfully created our, let's say, our models. Okay, let's say task model, so the task board, task and status, it's an enum only. Okay, but if I go to my database now, you can see here. Okay, let's say let's refresh it. Okay, first, okay, here I will click on this three dot, refresh. Okay, now here you can say I don't have a database created. Okay, so in order to, let's say, create our database, okay, or make relationship with our database, okay, we need to run some command. Okay, and let's see which command we can run. Okay, so we'll again go to our, let's say, Prisma documentation. Okay, and here you can see we have created our, let's say, model and schema, we have defined that. Okay, now we can see in order to communicate with our database, we need to install the Prisma client as well. Okay, so for that I will go to the next page, like install Prisma client. Okay, so we need to install and generate the Prisma client. Okay, so here you can read, to get started with Prisma client, you first need to install the Prisma client, and once you install the Prisma client, you need to run, let's say, Prisma generate, like it invoke the Prisma generate once you install. Okay, and what does the Prisma generate will do, like it will read your Prisma schema and generate a version of Prisma client that is tailored to your model. Okay, so once you install your Prisma client, okay, it will generate a Prisma generate, okay, command. Okay, and what it will do, it will, let's say, you can sync with your Prisma schema with the Mongo, you can say the database. Okay, whatever database you are using, it's not rated with only MongoDB. Okay, so here you can see they have also provided a diagram where you can see how we can communicate with our database. So here you can see, here we have, okay, here you can consider, let's say, we as a developer. Okay, so once we install that, let's say, npm Prisma. Okay, so what it will do, it will generate that, let's say, Prisma generate, and it will sync, like let's say you can see here, it will generate Prisma generate. Okay, so it will run the Prisma CLI, it will read your Prisma schema. Okay, and once it will read your Prisma schema, it will sync or make the update with your Prisma client. Okay, and also just make sure guys, whenever you are making any update to your, let's say, Prisma schema, okay, you can see on this file. Okay, so you need to make sure Okay, you need to run the Prisma DB push command. Okay. Okay, if you, let's say, if you have not, if you have modified your Prisma schema, okay, and but if you have not run Prisma DB push, then at that point your, let's say, Prisma schema will not sync with your MongoDB database, so you can't see the updated changes. Okay, so in order to have the updated changes or you can synchronize with your database, so just make sure कि जब भी आप Prisma schema फाइल में कुछ भी चेंज करें, either you are creating a new model और मॉडल के स्कीमा में कुछ चेंज कर रहे हैं, so just make sure to run Prisma DB push command. Okay, so what I will do first I will install that Prisma client, okay, to our project. So I will go to terminal. Okay, I will install that Prisma client to our project. Okay, just wait for some time, guys. It won't take too much time. Okay, you can see it installed a Prisma client. Now I can clear my terminal. Okay. Okay, so after I installed the Prisma client, I hope it run the, let's say, Prisma generate. Now what I will do, I will go to my MongoDB database, and here what I will do, I will refresh my database. Let's see if we have. Okay, you can see we don't have the our database created. Okay, so now let's create a database. Okay, so in order to create a database, what we need to do, we need to run command as npx, okay, Prisma, okay, and we need to run, let's say, db and then push. Okay, we need to run this command npx prisma db push. As you can see here, since I don't have installed a Prisma as a global dependency into our project, so that's why this Prisma generate failed to execute. Okay, but if you have installed your Prisma as a, let's say, global dependency into your system, okay, so then in this command, let's say, Prisma generate will work. Okay, now I will show you like why I don't have the, let's say, database created. If I write, let's say Prisma generate, okay, okay, I write, you can see I am getting a error. Let's say Prisma data, the term Prisma is not recognized as the name of a cmd led function script file. Okay, like just only mention that we don't have the Prisma CLI installed as a global dependency into our project, or you can say not in project, into our system. Okay, so in order to run with Prisma CLI, we need to install the Prisma as a global dependency, then only we can work with Prisma. But if we don't want to install Prisma, then we can still work with, we just need to use npx. Okay, and then we can use, let's say, Prisma, and then we can use generate. Okay, now once I click on this npx Prisma generate, okay, you can see it's generated a Prisma client. Okay, and now I hope, okay, my database also should get created. So now let's go to a, let's say, MongoDB compass again. Okay, now refresh our database. Okay, let's go down. Okay, again I don't think. Okay, I think I need to run npx Prisma db push. Okay, let's see. It should create the database. Okay, now you can see, do you want to allow public and okay network? Yeah, I want to allow, sorry, allow, not alive, my bad. And now you can see, okay, I have that taskboard and task created. Okay, so my bad, guys. So before running, let's say, Prisma generate, okay, so here just remember one thing, guys, like this thing I also mentioned in your documentation. So here you can say whenever you update your schema ना, जब भी आप अपने schema को update करते हैं, just make sure to run npx then prisma db push. Okay, like this command will create a new indexes and the collection to your database. Okay, so now I have created the, let's say, sorry, I have run that command push command npx prisma db push. Okay, now again let's see, this time it should create the MongoDB database, or let's say taskboard database, guys. So just finger cross, let's see if we have that taskboard database or not. Okay, let's scroll down. Boom, as you can see, guys, we have that taskboard. Okay, and also we have task collection. Okay, as well as the taskboard collection. Okay, but currently it's empty, but no worry, at least till now we are able to create, let's say, communicate with our database. Okay, so I hope, guys, you, if you are also working with me, you are also able to, like, say, create your database and your collection. Okay, but till here, if you have any query, or if you feel any, let's say, problem at this point or till this point, okay, आप मुझे chat section में comment कर सकते हैं. Okay, I will try to help you guys. Okay, but till here, if you get everything, okay, and आपको the way I'm explaining the concept, if you are also like it, okay, so just make sure to hit that like button as well. Okay, and also one more thing, guys, यदि आप मेरे चैनल पर नए हैं, कि पहली बार आप मेरे इस चैनल पर आए हैं और आपने अभी तक इसे सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है, प्लीज़ मेक श्योर टू सब्सक्राइब इट एंड इनेबल द नोटिफिकेशन, जिससे कि आपको नए वीडियो का नोटिफिकेशन जल्दी मिल जाए. ओके, ओके, सो टिल हियर, गाइस, व्हाट वी हैव डन, हमने रेमिक्स एप्लीकेशन को क्रिएट किया, हमने प्रिज्मा डीबी को सेटअप किया विथ आवर रेमिक्स एप्लीकेशन. नाउ वी विल स्टार्ट क्रिएटिंग आवर प्रोजेक्ट. Okay, so now let's start create our project. So for that, what I will do, okay, I will go to VS Code window. Okay, I think, okay, here we have done one more thing, guys. We have left. Okay, in order to query with our database, we need to create our, let's say, DB. Okay, database connection. Like you can say, we can use this, let's say, code logic to interact with our database. But every time if we want to interact with our database or we want to query, then we need to create a new file. Okay, then only we can communicate. But we can resolve this issue as well. Okay, we can create a file where we can define a, let's say, database. Okay, as we do into our Node.js application. Okay, so for that, what I will do, I will go to my VS Code. Okay, inside that app directory, I will create a new folder. I will name it as utils. Okay, and then inside that utils folder, I will create one, let's say, prisma dot server dot ts file. Okay, and here I will, in this, let's say, create our database. Okay, initialize our database. Okay, so now what I will do, I will minimize the explorer. Okay, first I need to import our prisma client, so I will write import. Okay, then the curly bracket, and it will import from. Okay, so I hope you remember, we have installed the prisma client. Okay, so from that prisma client, we need to import prisma client like this. Okay, now let's define our db. So I will create a db. This type of the db will be prisma client like this, and initially it won't have any value, so it will be an undefined. Okay, so now here I will declare a global variable. Okay, so now let's declare a global variable, like declare global. Okay, inside it I will declare a variable, let's say, hyphen db. Okay, and the type of the db will be prisma client. Okay, or it will be undefined. Okay, like this. Okay, so it's done. Now here what I will do, I will first check, okay, if we are running our application on the production, okay, or we are running in the development environment. Okay, we need to check it. So how we can check it? In order to check it, we can run like we can write process.env dot node env. Okay, and here I will check if it's equal to, let's say, production. Okay, if it is equal to production, okay, like this, then here we will create our database. Let's say db is equal to new Prisma client, like this. Okay, and then we can write, let's say, db then dot dollar connect. We will call this function. Okay, so now it's done. Now, but let's say if we are not working, we are not running our project on production. Let's say we are running on local. Okay, so we'll write in that logic in the else statement. So in else we'll write if, let's say, if we don't have the global dot underscore db. Okay, let's say if we are not have any initialize our Prisma client yet. Okay, inside our db is, let's say, then we need to initialize. So for that, what I will do, I'll write global dot underscore db, okay, which will equal to new Prisma client. Okay, and then here we'll need to write, let's say, global dot underscore db dot and then connect. Okay, similar to this, as you can see here. Okay, so once we have that, but let's say if we already have the database, okay, into our global variable. Okay, then what we'll do only, let's say, db is equal to global dot underscore db. That's it. And then we need to export our db like this. Okay, so in this way we'll have, okay, we have initialized our database. Okay, so what we are doing only, okay, so we are storing our, let's say, database connection into this let's say db variable, global variable. Okay, so here we are only checking if we have, if we don't have the, let's say, the database connection into this variable, so we are creating a connection. Okay, but if it has, then we are just let's say initializing that collection with this global variable. Okay, and then we are exporting that database. Okay, so I hope you got till here, you got how we can let's say create our database. Okay, so now let's create. Okay, so now first let's run our project and then we'll start creating our project. Okay, so first I will do, I will write npm run dev. Okay, to run our remix application. Okay, so you can say it's running. Now I will go to my application. As you can say, I will refresh it. Okay, you can see it's running fine. Okay, I don't have any error here. Okay, so now let's think about the logic first. Okay, so what I want to do, guys, like whenever a user visit to our, let's say, a home page, or you can say our slash page. Okay, so here what I want to do, let's say a user try to visit a home page, that means it don't have any taskboard created. Okay, so what I will do, if a user visit to home page, so I will at that time I will create a new taskboard and I will navigate that user to the new task page, sorry, new taskboard page. Okay, I hope you are getting my point, but still if you did not get my point, okay, bear with me. Okay, while coding I will explain you. Okay, okay, first go to that our, let's say, home page. Okay, so for that what I will do, I will close this env because we don't need it. Okay, so now you can see in remix application, if we need to create any page, okay, we need to go to the route folder and then here we need to create a, let's say, page similar to next.js. Okay, so you can say inside our route folder we have underscore index.tsx page. Okay, like this is the page it's responsible for showing this data, or you can say it's the home page. Okay, so what I will do, I will remove all this data. Okay, and also we don't need this thing. Okay, I will remove everything. Okay, because uh, if a user visits to our home page, okay, so I will at that time I will navigate that user to the, let's say, a new page, or you can say dollar dashboard ID page. Okay, so for that what I will do, I will create a new page first. Okay, so here I will create, let's say we need to create a dynamic route. Okay, so how we can create a dynamic route inside let's say remix application. So for that first, we need to just create a new file. Okay, and if you want to create a dynamic let's say route, so for that we need to create, let's say, start our file name with a dollar prefix. So here I will write, let's say, task, or instead of task we'll have board id, okay, dot underscore index dot tsx. Okay, so here I will create, let's say, export. Okay, so export, it will have not async const. Now let's say it will, how we can create. Okay, we can create it like the export default, okay, function index. Okay, for as of now we only return, let's say, div, let's say, we can write, let's say, board id page. Okay, board id page. Now if I go to our application, if I refresh it, you can say I'm getting an error because at home page we are not returning anything. Okay, still fine, we'll resolve it. Okay, but here I just only want to show you, like if I go to, let's say, localhost colon 5173 slash 1234. Now if I go to, like, you can say I am at board id page, or you can say I'm at this page. Okay, let's say dollar slash board id dot hyphen, sorry, underscore index of this. Yes, I hope you understood how we can create a dynamic route into our application, sorry, our remix application. Okay, now at home page, you can say here, once I'm visiting to home page, I am getting let's say this kind of error message. Okay, so let's resolve that as well. Okay, so what I want to do at home page, once a user visit to home page, at a time I want to create a new task board, and then I will navigate that user to the new task board page. Okay, so for that, first what I will do, I will create a, inside a utils folder, I will create a new file, name it as, let's say, task.server.txt. Okay, so here I will write all the server side logic, let's say, in order to create a new task board, delete a task, update a task. Okay, all these are things. Okay, so inside that task.server.txt page, okay, so here first I will create a function for creating a task board. So here I will write export const, let's say, create, not create, create task board. It will be a async function. Okay, and this will not take any argument, it won't take any argument. Okay, यहाँ पर हम, let's say, how we can create a new task. So for that we only need to write, let's say, return, and then we'll write await, and then we need to import our database. So I hope you remember we have created one database at prisma.server page. Okay, so from that page I will import the database, then I will write db dot, and if you can say, if I once I like press the dot, okay, you can say I get a suggestion, and here you can say I'm getting our collection, or you can say model name as well. So I want to create a new task board, so I will select task board dot, and then I want to create a new task board, so I will select create. Okay, now let's see how we can create. Okay, and here, like say in the VS Code editor also, okay, you can see the, let's say, example how we can create a database. So if you hover on create, okay, and if you just scroll down a little bit, you can see it will have an example like how we can create a database. So how you need to just write await, then Prisma or data, you can say Prisma database. Then you need to select your model, then create, and then you need to mention the data. Okay, so whatever the fields you want to store to your database, you need to create here. Okay, so I will create, let's say, data. Okay, and inside the data it will have title. Okay, and title will say, let's say, my task code, and then it will have one description. Okay, and description is, let's say, tasks to keep organized. Okay, that's it. Hmm. Let's save it. Now what I will do, I will go back to our index.tsx page. Okay, so here first we need to create one, let's say, loader function first. So here I will add export const, okay, loader, and it will be a async function. Okay, so that's it. So what is this loader? Okay, okay, let's wait, I will show you. Okay, if you go to the remix documentation, okay, and if you go to route module, okay, and here if you open this loader, here you can see, let's say, loader, what is this, like each route can define a loader function that provide the data to route when rendering. Okay, so just think, once you, let's say, visit any page, okay, so loader is the first method which will get execute. Okay, like you can say, if you visit to the, let's say, any page, in my case is in the underscore index.tsx, once I visit, so it will, whatever the get method it will have on that route, it will call that function. Okay, or you can understood, it's the first function which will get execute once we visit to the particular page. Okay, here you can read in a, okay, like this function is only run, sorry, is only ever run on the server. Okay, on the initial server render it will provide data to the HTML file, and navigation in the browser remix will call the function via fetch from the browser. Okay, so once I come to that index.tsx page, okay, I want to create a new dashboard, and then I want to navigate user to this board id dot underscore index of tsx page. Okay, so for that, what I will do, I will write, let's say, const response is equal to await. Okay, and let's say create, and I hope you remember I have created one function, let's say, inside our utils file. Let's say create dashboards. I will import that. Okay, that's it. And then what I will do, I will return. Okay, not return. Oh, sorry, return will be there. Okay, so it will return and then redirect. Okay, and it will redirect, where it should redirect, it should redirect to the task id page. So once I create a new taskboard, it will return, let's say, a newly created taskboard data inside our response. So from that response, let's say I will take response, and from that response you can say I will get these thing, these data, that's the id, description, and title. So I will take this id from here. Okay, so now let's see, if I go to our website, okay, here you can say, currently you can say I am getting a error message, but once I refresh our application, okay, just wait. Okay, you can say I am at, let's say, this page, but here you can say I have one error. Okay, you can see like sometimes our response can be undefined as well. Okay, so we need to handle those case as well. So for that, here I will only apply optional chaining. and once I apply the optional chaining, you can say it's resolved. Okay, and I want to show you inside our database as well. So like you can see, if I go to our database, okay, and if I go to task board model, and if I refresh it, okay, that's what here you can say I have the newly created task. Sorry, not task, task board. Okay, now let's see again. Okay, if a new user comes in and he visit to our home page. Okay, so once he visit to our home page, you can say it redirect to me a, let's say, a new task board ID page. Okay, and now if I go to our database, you can say I have the new task board. Okay, which if initial it will have the same title and the description, but it user can also change this title and description according to his convenience. Okay, so here you can see how we can create a, let's say, a create method. Okay, or we can say how we can create a data to our database. Okay, so like by default remix use let's say express server. Okay, so here you can say whatever the logic will write inside our loader function. Okay, it will treat as a server side function. Okay, server side logic. Okay, which won't execute on the browser, but it will execute as a server side. Okay, so it's done. Now what I will do, I will go to our board id.index.tsx page, and then here we will create our application. Okay, so for that, first what I will do, like what I want. Okay, let's first show this, let's say, title and description for to our homepage, then we'll focus on the next thing. Okay, so here also I will create a, let's say, loader function. So I will come to, let's say, I will write export const loader. It will be a async function. Okay, like this. Okay, and before that, what I want to mention, like, change the title. As you can see, we are showing this thing. Okay, I want to change the title and description of this page as well. Okay, so for that, what I will do here, I will create a new, let's say, function called export const, let's say, meta, not meta. Okay, meta, it will type of meta function. Okay, which will be imported from, let's say, remix slash run slash node. Okay, just make sure it should be imported from proper location, a proper path. It will be a callback function, or let's say a arrow function. Okay, which will return an arrow like this. Okay, and here we'll define, let's say, write our title. So title will be, let's say, my task board, and then I will create another object. I will name it as, let's say, description. Okay, and here I will write content. Okay, so content will be, let's say, task to keep organized. Okay, just let's save it. Now once I save it, okay, once I refresh it, okay, I think I'm still getting this error, and okay, let's see what is this error. You defined a loader for route, okay, but did not return anything. Okay, since we have created this loader route inside our this page, but we are not returning. At least it should return a value. Either it should return a null or a value. Okay, so let's return it. So here, for as of now, I will only return null. Okay, so let's write return null to resolve that error. Okay, once I return the null, you can say our error has been gone, and now you can say title also has been changed to my dashboard. Okay, so it's done. Now let's complete our loader function. Okay, so what it will do? Okay, so here you can say if you notice on the URL, you can say I have some one parameter. Okay, so what I will do, I will like take this parameter, or you can say the task ID, say task board ID, from the parameter. with the help of this id I will fetch the taskboard data and I will display to the DOM. Okay, so like in this way you will also learn, okay, the read operation. Okay, since create we have seen earlier, like how we can make a create up, okay, create function. Now let's see how we can read a data from the database. Okay, so first we need to fetch the param parameter. So for that I will, let's say I will take the params in as a, let's say, argument to this loader function. Okay, okay, here we'll define, let's say, type of this. It will be type of this loader function argument, which will import it from remix slash run slash node. Okay, now I have this params. Now here I will write, let's say, const task, let's say board id. Okay, board id, it will have params dot board id. Okay, like this. Now let's see console dot log. If I do board id or board id like this, okay, if I do it, okay, now if I go to our terminal, you can see I got my board id here. Okay, so you can see how we can take a data from the parameter as well. Okay, and with the help of parameter we will fetch the, let's say, taskboard data. So for that, once again I will go to Prisma server. Okay, or you can not Prisma server, task.server.ts file. Okay, and here we'll create one function to fetch the data from the database. So here I will write export const get taskboard data. Okay, and it will be a async function, and which will take a board id as an argument. The type of this, it will be a string. Okay, now it will return await. Okay, db dot, let's say I will query to taskboard model, then dot I will use, let's say, find unique method. Okay, let's see how we can use that find unique. So if we use this find unique here, inside that where argument we need to mention that, let's say, condition. Okay, so here I will create our where object, and here I will write where id should be equal to board id. Okay, and also what I will do, it should include, okay, the task as well. Okay, so task, it will be equal to true. Okay, so what it will do, so I hope you remember at the time of creating the model or defining the model, we have made the relationship with between task board to task as a one to many relationship. So I will show you. Okay, wait. So if I go to that, let's say, schema.prisma, so here you can see every task board data, or you can say model, will have a task field. Okay, which will have a array of all the tasks which related to this task board. Okay, so what I will do, once we are fetching the task board data, so we are also fetching the task data as well. Okay, if we did not mention this, so it will only fetch the task data like this many, title and description only. But I want to fetch the task as well, which okay, belongs to this task board id. Okay, so as we have created this get task board data, okay, now let's go back to our, let's say, board id dot index dot tsx page. Okay, so here we have this function. So here we call our function, let's say here we'll write, let's say board, or we can write as, let's say task board, which will be equal to await. Okay, and it will be equal to, sorry, await, and then I will call get task board data, and I will again import it from, let's say server, sorry, utils slash task dot server page. Okay, and now this task board will take a board id as an argument, so I will pass my board id like this. Okay, so once I got my task board, okay, what I will do, I will return it. Okay, I will return the task board like this. Okay, so that's it. Now you can see how we can have access to this task board to our client side. Okay, so here I hope you understood what I have done here till here. Okay, I have created a get task board data, okay, where I have passed our board id as argument, and whatever data I am getting from this, okay, function, okay, I am returning from here. Okay, now let's see how we have the access to our DOM. Okay, so now for that, what I will do, I will again go back to our remix documentation. Okay, here I want to show you, like, remix has one hook called, let's say, use loader data. Okay, what it will do, it will return a serialized data from the closest root. Okay, so whatever just understood like this. So whatever our loader function is returning, okay, whatever thing, okay, जो भी हमें loader function से हम return करते हैं, उसको हम use loader hook, okay, you can say use loader data hooks की मदद से हम इसे catch कर सकते हैं अपने client side application पर. Okay, so let's say here I will write, let's say const, here I will write, let's say cars, sorry, not task board. Okay, and it will be equal to use loader data. Okay, make sure it should import from React. Okay, okay, so that's it. Now what I will do, I will only console the taskboard for example now. So taskboard. Okay, so now let's go to our application. Okay, now if I refresh it, okay, and now if I go to my terminal, okay, let's see, let's go to our terminal. Okay, and here you can see I have my taskboard as a response, and it has title, description, and task. Since it does not have any task created yet, but will create later. Okay, but here you can see I am able to get the task, oh sorry, taskboard data from the database. Okay, now I will show this taskboard data, okay, on to our UI. Okay, so now let's do it again. I will go to our, let's say, VS Code editor, and I will go to dollar board ID dot underscore index dot tsx page. Okay, first here I will give some class name to this step हम कुछ class name apply करते हैं. So class name will be, let's say, w hyphen 2 by 4. Okay, m hyphen auto, then m auto means margin auto, you can see. Okay, and then I will define, let's say, py as 6. Okay, that means padding top and padding bottom, it will have 20 pixels. Okay, so that's it. Now what I will do, I will create a new component. Just create a new folder first, so components. Okay, and inside it I will create one folder, sorry, one file called header.tsx. Okay, so let's create this. So to create a component, we'll write export const header. Okay, One more thing, guys, I want to highlight here, guys. So, okay, if you are creating a a page, a route inside a remote application, you need to follow. Let's say you need to define your component as a export default. Okay, but once if you are creating any component inside a remix, you don't need to define as a default export. Okay, instead of you need to export it like this: export const header. Okay, like in this way it like this is a component, not a route. Okay, so just make sure to follow this convention as well. Okay, so here I will return. Okay, for example, just return let's say header tag. Let's say a header. I will name it as header. Okay, and what I will do, I will call this header component here. So I will import it. Let's save it. Now we need to pass that, let's say, taskboard data, let's say as title and description to this header component. ओके, मीनवाइल गाइस, यदि आपके पास कोई क्वेरी है तो आप मुझे पूछ सकते हैं चैट सेक्शन में. ओके, एंड आल्सो इफ यू आर गेटिंग माय पॉइंट, आल्सो प्लीज mention a you can write a you can message me with a thumbs up emoji also, okay, so that I can know like जो भी मैं एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पर वो आपको अच्छी तरह से समझ में आ रहा है. Okay, that means you are getting my point. Okay, so in order to pass the, let's say, title and description, okay, as a header there, what I will do here, I will create a use state. Oh, sorry, a state. Okay, so here I will write, let's say, task board data and write test. Sorry, set task board data. It will be equal to use state. Okay, I will import it. Okay, now let's define the initial value. So it will have title. Okay, so title will be equal to, let's say, task board dot title. Okay, okay, here like this. If our task board will have title, it will take this, otherwise it take a empty string. Okay, similar to description as well. So description, here also I will write task board colon then dot description. Okay, otherwise empty string. That's it. Okay, now in order to resolve this, like you can see, it's issue related to TypeScript. Okay, let's say property title does not exist on type. Okay, since our task board does not have any type, so we need to define that type as well. So for that, I will like, let's say, type of loader. Okay, so whatever data our loader function is returning, it will have access to it. And now we can say I don't have any error. Okay, so now what I will do, I will pass my, let's say, task board data, okay, to this header component as a props task board data. Okay, and also I will create one on change handle function. So here I will create, let's say, const on change handler. Okay, which will take a event. and type of this event will be, let's say, react dot change event. Okay, and type of this change event will be HTML input element. Okay, like this. Okay, now what it will do, it will do, let's say, first I will destructure our event, so e dot target. Okay, and I will extract name and value from that target. So here I will write name and value. Okay, and here I will write, let's say, set taskboard data. First I will destructure my taskboard data. And then here I will define, let's say, name. Okay, and it will equal to value. Let's save it. And also I will pass this on change handler to our header component. Okay, so like this. Okay, currently you can say I am getting a error, which you, if you hover on it, you can see type taskboard data, okay, is not assignable to type. Okay, like you can see currently we are passing this props, okay, to header component, but our header component is not taking any props, so we need to define it. Okay, so for that, okay, let's define our interface first. Okay, first we need to define the interface for this component. So here I will write, let's say, interface, okay, header props type. Okay, so it's taking, let's say, whatever field is taking. Let's first field it, first props is taking taskboard data. Okay, taskboard data, and type of this taskboard, okay, like it's taking an object. It will be type of as an object, which will have, let's say, title as a string and description as a string. Okay, now one more thing, it's taking, okay, it's taking a on change handler function. Okay, so I will define that type here as well, like it will be a type of a function which is taking as a event. Okay, and type of this event is equal to this, let's say, react dot change event. Okay, so here also I will define that type. Okay, but this function does not return anything, so for that I will write void here. Okay, now let's go ahead, define that interface. Here I will write, let's say, react, like this component is a type of react function component, okay, which will take uh, these props, let's say, header props type. Okay, once I do this, you can say I don't have any error here. Okay, that means our header function is taking these props. Okay, and also I have defined the types properly. Okay, so now let's extract our, let's say, props properties from this component. So here I will first extract taskboard data and on change handler. Okay, so it's done. Now inside is header. Okay, first I will give class name to this header as, let's say, flex. Okay, item hyphen center. Okay, not center, my bad. Item start, and then gap will have as 4. Okay, let's remove this header. Inside this header, what I will do, first I will create one image. Okay, and then I will write, mention the path. Okay, one more thing, guys, here first we need to show logo and everything. Okay, so for that what I have done, okay, I forgot to mention earlier. Okay, like I have created one assessed folder on our desktop. Like this assessed folder includes all the images, okay, which we are going to need in order to create our application. Okay, so what I will do, okay, I will cut this assist folder from here. Okay, now I will go to our project folder. Okay, not projects. I will go to our YT projects where I have created my remix application. I will go to YT projects, then I will go to full stack dashboard. I will go to public. Okay, and here I will paste our assist folder. So now let's close it. Now again go to our, let's say, VS Code editor. Now this time if I open my public, you can say I have this assist. Okay, so now let's show a logo first. So here I will write assist slash logo.svg. As you can see inside the assist folder we have this assist logo. Okay, now let's write logo here. Let's save it. Now if I go to our, let's say, website, you can see I am getting logo here, but showing at left side. Let's just show to some. So here I will define div with as w-2 by 4 margin auto p/6. Okay, this is fine. So it should. Okay, now you can say it's showing to the middle. Okay, so now here you can say I have that logo. Now go back to again header.css. Okay, now below this image, what I will do, I will create a one form. Okay, so in order to create a form, make sure you should open, sorry, import it from remix/run. I will import it from there. Okay, so now let's create a form. Okay, method of this form will be a put, like it will be a put method. Okay, you can mention post as well. Okay, so form method put. Okay, so inside this form, first I will create one div with that class name as, let's say, flex, and then gap hyphen 4. Okay, then inside it I will create a, let's say, input field. Okay, so let's create that input field. Type of this, it will be a text. Okay, then I will create, let's say, pass name attribute. So name will be, let's say, title. Okay, and here we need to mention value. Okay, so value will be equal to, let's say, task or data dot title, like this. Okay, now let's see how it will look. Now once I do this, you can say I am able to get this my task or data, and it's a editable. So, but what I want, like I want to show a edit button. Once I click on this edit button, then only a user should be able to edit this task. Otherwise he should not be able to edit the task. It will be disabled by default. Okay, so let's achieve that functionality as well. Okay, so what I will do, I will create a new state. Let's say const, let's say, is disabled, set is disabled, which will be equal to use state. Okay, and by default it will be a true. Okay, and at initial it will have a true value. Okay, and here I will add, let's say, disabled, it will be equal to, let's say, is disabled. Okay, now if I go to, you can say my input folder is disabled and I can't edit it. Okay, I think it is not defined where. No, let's refresh it. Reference error is not defined. Where I have used this. header. Okay, I'm not using is anywhere. But still, I'm getting this error. Okay, let's open our inspect menu to visualize where I'm using that is hydration field. There was an error while hydrating because the error happened outside a boundary. No, okay, I don't think so. There is any error. Yeah, you can see. I don't have a error. Okay, now let's see, guys. Okay, so as here you can see, I have created one input field. Okay, now let's style this input field properly. Okay, so for that, what I will do, let's say class name. Okay, and the class name will have, let's say, text for Excel W-64. Okay, BG hyphen, let's say, transparent. Okay, outline hyphen none. It will have border hyphen B. Okay, and then border hyphen B. Okay, hyphen, let's say, transparent. Then focus, it will have border, not border, border B hyphen neutral hyphen 100. Okay, then caret. Okay, and I will use caret primary. Okay, caret and primary, then 100. Okay, then I will use selection colon. Okay, then I will use bg hyphen primary. Okay, hyphen 100. Let's save it. Okay, once I save it, you can see I'm getting my taskboard like this. Okay, but I don't want to see the border. Okay, where I'm getting this border be. Okay, okay, here. Okay. I have not closed my, let's say, square bracket properly. Now you can say I'm not able to see the taskboard. Okay, but here you can say I want to change my, let's say, font family as well, guys. You can say it's not looking good. Okay, so for our project, okay, I want to use, let's say, outfit, or sorry, you can see, yeah, outfit font family. So I will open a new task, sorry, a new tab. Okay, and here I will search for, let's say, Google font outfit. Okay, so let's say I want to use outfit font family into our application. So I will go to here. Okay, I think I have already purchased it. Okay, get embedded code. Okay, here you can say I just need to copy this. Okay, so wait. Let's see how we can use a font family into our Remix application. So for that, what I will do, I will go to my root.tsx page. Okay, so here you can say how we can define, let's say, links into our application. Okay, so here you can say he has already imported one enter font family. Okay, but we don't want to use this enter. Instead of it, I want to use this, let's say, outfit. So I will copy this URL. Okay, I will select this value and I will refresh. Okay, let's save it. Now if I go to my dashboard and if I refresh it, okay, now you can say font family has not been changed yet. Okay, now let's see how we can change it. So for that I will go to, let's say, Tailwind CSS. Okay, I will remove this thing. Okay, and here I will use, let's say, font family. So let's say outfit. Okay, and if any browser is not supporting that output, then it will switch to sans serif. Now if I do it and if I refresh it, you can say my font family has been changed. Okay, if I comment it, you can see earlier it has a different font family, but if I uncomment it, you can say now this time it has this type of font family. Okay, so now I have changed my font family as well. Now let's again go back to our header.tsx page. Okay, so here we have created this input field. Okay, now after this input field, okay, I want to create a one, let's say, a edit button. I want to show a edit button as well. Okay, so for that what I will do, I will create a new, let's say, a new component called button.tsx. Here I will add export const, let's say, button, which will be equal to like this. Okay, and it will return a button like this. Okay, now let's see how we can, let's first style our button component. Okay, so now this button component will take some props. Okay, some properties. So let's first define that interface for that. So interface, here I will write button props type. Okay, so now let's see, it will take one action key. Type of this will be a string. It will take content. Type of this content will be a string, and it will have icon. Okay, type of this, it will have a string. Okay, here I will write, let's say, react.fc. So it will have a function. It is a function type. Okay, function component. And here I will write, let's say, button props type. Okay, let's the structure of props. Okay, the action content icon. Okay, like this. So now our button, it will have a name attribute, and it will have value as action. Okay, and then value will be equal to action. Okay, type of this button will be a submit button. Okay, now inside this button I will create one span tag. Okay, and it will say, let's say, content, whatever content I will pass to this button props. So the button component, I will show as a component, sorry, content. And then here I want to show one image as well. This image path will be assist slash, okay, whatever the icon I will get from here. So here I will add, let's say, icon like this. Okay, I need to wrap it with curly bracket. Okay, so that's it. Now let's give some class name to this button as well. So I will create one curly bracket and then wrap it with template literals. Okay, so here first I will check if, let's say, action of our button, if it is equal to, let's say, delete task. If it is equal to this, okay, then it will have a background color of slate. Okay, let's say bg slate. Let's go with 400. Okay, but if it is not equal to delete task, then it will have background color as bg blue. Okay, and hyphen 600. Okay, and other properties it will have, let's say, flex gap hyphen 2, rounded hyphen full, and items center. Okay, and then px hyphen 4, and then py hyphen 1, and text white. Okay, let's save it. Okay, so it's done. Now let's go to header component again. Okay, now let's say after this input button, I want to show our button. So I will import this button like this, and I will pass the necessary props. Okay, so first I will pass that action. So action will be, let's say, update task code. Okay, and then it will have content. So content will be update, and then it will have icon. So icon will be equal to done hyphen round dot svg. Okay, now let's save it. Now once I save it, you can see I have that update icon, but I don't see our done icon. So I think done around dot svg. So button image, okay, I think assist should be assist. Now you can see I have this nice update button as well. Okay, what I want, okay, okay, instead of update, what I will do, I will go back to our header component again. Okay, here I will show, let's say, what you can say, one condition. So here I will write if, let's say, is disable is true. Okay, then in that case I will show one image, but if it is false, then only I will show the button component. Okay, so once if disable is, let's say, if it is false, then I want to show a edit icon there. Okay, so here I will write assist. Okay, I will write the path name as assist. Okay, then edit underscore duo tone.svg. Okay, let's say alt attribute, it will be type. Okay, value will be edit. Okay, then let's define the class name. So class name will be, let's say, cursor pointer. Okay, let's save it. Now if you can go to our website, you can see now I have, instead of this update button, now I have this save. Like what I want, once I click on this save, okay, at that time, okay, my, let's say, input field should be editable, should become a editable input field. And once I click on this update button, then it should update our, let's say, task bot name. Okay, so now let's do it. So for that, what I will do first here, okay, I will create a, let's say, input ref first. So let's say const input ref will be equal to, let's say, use ref. This will import it from React. Okay, now here I will add use effect. I will create one use effect hook. Okay, and I will monitor, like, once I this disable field is false, then it should focus to our, let's say, input ref. Okay, so inside this, let's say, caller function, I will add if, let's say, is disable is false. Okay, and input ref, that's a ref dot current, it has any value. Okay, then here I will write input ref dot current dot focus like this, and here I will pass, let's say, is disable as a def. Okay, dependency argument. Okay, and here we'll define, let's say, a ref, not like this. The ref is equal to input ref. Okay, now I don't think, okay, error should not be here. Okay, I guess let's define the type of this will be any. Okay, or you can say HTML input element. Okay, now I guess that type of this, let it be any only. Okay, now what I will do, I will create one on click handler. Okay, for this input button. So what I will do, I will create, let's say, const on click handler. Okay, which will be arrow function, and it will do, let's say, set is disable to false. Okay, now it will disable our input, and I will call this, let's say, I will call this function as a on click event to this event or image. So let's type this. Okay, so now let's refresh it. Now if I click on it, you can see my input field is become editable. Okay, and now I can change edit. Okay, now I can't edit it because here you can say it's not a control event, and I have not defined a on change event here. Okay, for this input. Okay, so for that, what I will do, on this input, I will call, let's say, on change event. Okay, and here I will pass on change handler. Okay, if you remember, I have imported this on change handler as a props to this component. Okay, now let's again refresh it. Now if I click on this edit, now you can see I can edit it. Okay, now what I want, once I click on this update button, it should update my task, okay, into our database as well. Okay, now let's see how we can make a post request. Okay, like once I click on this update button, it should update my, you can set a task code title. Okay, so now let's see, यहाँ पर यदि मैं task board में, let's say if I made any changes, okay, I will open my network file, okay, to show you one thing. I can see once I click on this update button, okay, you can see I'm getting a error message. Okay, now let's enable this all. Okay, let's clear it. Okay, let's refresh it again. Okay, let's click edit this taskboard. Okay, my taskboard 2. If I click on this add, now you can see it adding one post method to this, what you can say, to this route. Okay, now you can say, let's see how we can handle this post method. Okay, let it be a post method. Instead of put, let it be post. Okay, let's remove this index from here. Okay, taskboard. Now let's update it. Taskboard 2 method is not allowed. Okay, now let's see how we can edit. So for that, what I will do, I will again go to, let's say, board ID. Okay, dot index dot tsx page. Okay, and here you can say, okay, I have created one loader. Okay, so whenever we need to make a get request, okay, from the server, we need to create a loader function. So similarly, if we need to create a post, put or delete method, okay, so at the time we need to create a action function. Okay, so I will create, let's say, const, no, it should be exported, so export const action. Okay, and the type of this action will be, let's say, action function which will be imported from node. Okay, like this. And what it will do, it will accept. Okay, so what is happening here? It will accept a request. Okay, let's say type also I can define it here. It's a action function argument. Okay, now it will have this action, and also it has action to sorry, access to forums as well. Okay, so let's action function, it should return at least null or data. So let's return first null, then we will complete our function. Okay, now let's see. First we will let's extract the task board ID. Let's say const board ID is equal to params dot board ID, like this. Okay, and then I will get that, let's say, form data, or you can say payload. So to get the payload, I will use, let's say, I will write const form data. It will be equal to, let's say, await request dot form data. Okay, like this. Okay, and it will be a async function. So I need to create this function as a async. Okay, so I got the code ID and the form data as well, and that from the form data I need to extract the title. So I will do, let's say, title is equal to, let's say, form data dot get title. Okay, like this. Okay, now, and also it, the form data will have one action. Okay, as you can see, if you go to my button, let's say button component, so here you can say I am passing one action argument as also. So I can have this, let's say, action is equal to, let's say, for data dot get, okay, underscore action, like this. Okay, now I will create one switch case, like our, like I will make a multiple action to this same row, that I will made a create, update and delete. Okay, so I will handle all this action with this switch case. So I will create on, let's say, switch. Okay, and I will monitor our action. Okay, and here I will write my first case, let's say case, and case is equal to update task board. Update task board. Okay, and to see, if I go to header, you can see I am passing this update task board action. Okay, so I need to monitor the same value. Okay, and here I write on return. Okay, then redirect, and I will import this redirect from node.js. So redirect, not from React, it should import from node. Okay, let's see, like this, redirect. So return redirect, and it will redirect to, let's say, dollar slash board ID. Okay, like this. Let's save it. Okay, and now here we'll write our logic to update our, let's say, task board title. Okay, so for that, what I will do, again, I will go to our, let's say, task server.ts page, and here I will write, create one, a new function, okay, which will update our task board data. Okay, so let's do it. So here I will write, let's say export update task board. It will be equal to async. Okay, and it will take one, let's say board ID as a string. Okay, and it will take let's say data. Okay, and type of this data. Okay, let's see, we can define. Okay, I will define a new, let's say new file, let's say types. Okay, dot server dot ts. Okay, and here I will create define our task for type. Okay, here I will add export interface dashboard. Okay, and it will have, let's say title. Type of this title will be a string, and then it will have a description. Type of this description will be a string. Okay, now I'll go to, let's say task server. Okay, and here data will be equal to, let's say task code, which I will import from type slash server. Okay, like this. Now again I will, okay, here I will write a logic to update our task code. Okay, so here I will write return. Okay, or I think we don't need to return anything. Here we only update our task code data. So here I will write await db dot, let's say task code, then update, like say first we need to write mention the where. Okay, where id should be equal to, let's say board id, and then we will pass our data like this. Let's save it. Okay, now it's done. Now I will go to our, let's say types. Okay, now far as of now, as I'm only updating our title. Okay, so what I will do, I will take this description as an optional value. Now again I will go to board id, and here I will only call our, let's say this function, okay, which I have created in task slash server.ts file. Okay, so here I will add, let's say await. Okay, and then update task code. Okay, make sure it's imported from utils slash taskboard, sorry, task.server.ts file. And here I think here we need to pass two arguments. First we need to pass board id, and then second it will take let's say title, or we can say data. Okay, so title, the type of this title will be a string. Okay, here string, no? So here I need to mention that is type of this will be a string. Okay, now you can say I don't have any error. Okay, now let's test this function as well. Okay, so once I click on this, let's clear this network call. Now once I click on this edit icon, you can say my dashboard is editable. Now if I click on this update, okay, you can say it's here, you can say it made a fetch request, or you can say post method. Okay, and now I can say it's updated my dashboard. Okay, if you go see here, now you can see it updated my dashboard. Now if I go to my database, okay, and if I refresh it, you can see the title for our dashboard is getting updated. Okay, and once I refresh it, you can see I don't have any. Okay, I don't have the previous dashboard title. Instead of the newest dashboard title, let's say my dashboard 2. Okay, so as you can see, we are able to, sorry, we are successfully able to update our dashboard title. Okay guys, so like till here we have seen okay how we can initialize a React application, sorry not React, a Remix application, and also how we can set up a Prisma DB with Remix. Okay, and also we have till here we have made three important requests. Let's say create. Okay, we are able to create a new dashboard. We are able to fetch a new dashboard, sorry, fetch the dashboard data, and also we are successfully able to update our dashboard. Okay, so we only remain the to delete our dashboard data. Okay, which we'll do in my next live stream. Okay, so till here, if you like my let's say tutorial, okay, the way I have explained the concept, okay, if you like it, please make sure to like this stream as well, and यदि आप मेरे चैनल पर नए हैं तो please make sure to subscribe this channel as well. Okay, so uh, okay, so in this live stream, okay, I will stop my live stream right now guys. Okay, I will meet you soon in the next live stream video. Okay, till then, happy coding guys. Okay, and good night to you. Okay.